Morning, it's Brentley here from Huckabones Equipment. Today we're going to look at Weberlane and the different float trailers that we stock here. We're also going to take a look at the different loading styles you can have with each trailer. So stay tuned and we'll go over that. Alright, the two trailers we're going to start with today are what they call a low bed trailer, equipment hauler trailer. What classifies them as that is having fenders. So this is going to be lower to the ground for loading heights. This is going to give you a max, different trailer manufacturers are different, but a max width of 82 inches between the fenders. Weberlane will run an 80-inch trailer. This is going to be a tilt trailer on the far right. And then this is what they call their equipment float trailer. Going to have a different style of ladder ramp on the back. So in detail on these two trailers specifically, they are both a 20-foot long trailer. With your equipment floats, you're going to have 18 feet of flat plus a little beaver tail, and that helps you with the ramp slope. On your tilt, it's going to be all straight, 20 feet. And again, because it tilts, you don't need that beaver tail. Both of these trailers are 7-ton trailers, so 7,000-pound axles. They both come equipped, as you see up front, with toolboxes, your drop leg jacks, your 2 5/16 ball, all the standard stuff once you get up front. The nice little feature that the tilt trailer does have, it does have a winch mount on it, so that is standard. We don't add that as an option, but there is a plate there to bolt a winch on for that style of trailer. And the other neat thing that we do is we add D-rings to all of our trailers along with the stake pockets and rub rails, and we also upgrade to galvanized rims, so it just keeps it a little nicer, a little longer for that. All right, the next two trailers that we're going to look at is called deck over series. So this means your deck is over the wheels, so no fenders on these trailers. You are going to have full 8 feet wide plus your rub rail. So again, 102 inches, 8.5 feet is what's legal here. So that is your max width that trailer can be, and that's what they will be. Two different styles of a deck over that's all flat, like this one on my right. It will have a slide out ramp option that if you do want to load equipment, you still can. The one behind me is going to have what they call a beaver tail at the back, plus your ramps that flip over. Two neat features of that: the beaver tail gives you a lower angle for loading with a shorter ramp. So the deck over will have a longer ramp system. The beaver tail alleviates that to give you shorter ramps to manhandle and move around. The other neat thing with the flip over ramps, they do make the same level of the deck. So that gives you actually an extra 4 feet of deck if you had to stack on top of the ramp. So this is a 20-foot behind me, 7-ton. In front of me is a 5-ton, 16-foot. And again, we will look at the ramp styles in just a few. So the two differences here: can you get this in a 7-ton? Absolutely. Can you get this longer than 16 feet? Absolutely. So this is a 5-ton, 16-foot. This will give you brakes on both axles. This will give you your 5,200-pound axles, 6-bolt hubs, that sort of thing. It will run a 15-inch tire. Again, Huckabones upgrade. We do the galvanized rim on them, and along with, we've got a spare mounted on the front of both of them. With your 7-ton, you move up to an 8-bolt hub and a 16-inch tire, along with 7,000-pound axles. Still having brakes on both axles, but just gives you a little more payload with the extra axles. So, all right, so we're going to start with the tilt and load trailer. It's exactly what it is in the name. You're going to tilt the trailer as we have here, and you're going to load your equipment. It is power up, power down with Weberlane series here, so you're going to hit a button for up, and you will have down pressure. So if you did need to load 2 items, you could leave it up. There is some gravity tilts out there, or from Weberlane. Once the equipment gets past your center of gravity, the deck will start tilting down. It will have a cushion that it doesn't slam down, but it will start tilting. So makes it harder to load 2 pieces of equipment. Not impossible, because some of them do have line locks that you can lock it up and then release the pressure once you got your load on. But this is a power tilt, so power up, power down. The 2 safety latches will be on each side. You saw in the video I had to unlatch first and then latch after. That is just a safety feature that, hey, if your hydraulic hose broke going down the road, your cylinder malfunction, something like that, that your load doesn't start tilting just because of weight distribution, wind, speed, all that stuff. So that just keeps your load knowing that it is going to go down the road safely and stay flat the whole time. All right, so our second trailer again was the 7-ton, 20-foot float. This trailer will have 18 feet flat, as you can see, and then a 2-foot beaver tail at the back. Beaver tail is to alleviate longer ramps, heavier ramps. So this still gives you the nice loading angle that you'll see with a tilt trailer, just achieving it with a beaver tail and a ramp system. This is what they call a ladder ramp, just because it looks like a ladder, of course. And then your piece of steel that's at the bottom here, this angle iron is support, and then your leg, it will be called a drop leg, drop knee, kick leg, a few different terms out there. But what that does is it's going to hit the ground first when you're loading. not have your trailer pop up on your ball. Again, not taking your truck tires off the ground. That is your only parking brake of moving the trailer. So this is going to let you load a lot safer, not have the trailer move on you, not have the truck move away on you and get away. So these are a nice feature. The ramps are on a rod that you can slide in. Your only negative is in between the 3 lights there. The ramp rod does not go there, so you will not get that narrow loading option if that's what you need. You will have to have some space in between whatever you're loading, and that the tilt, of course, has that advantage of you have the same amount of loading angle all across the back. Third trailer here we're going to talk about is the deck over trailer that had the slide out ramps. Can you get slide out ramps on low trailers? Yes, you can. The big difference between the two will be your ramp angle. The lower trailer, of course, will be a less steep angle. As you can see here, even with a long ramp, you do have a pretty steep angle because your deck height is at 3 feet in the air. The disadvantage, of course, to slide out ramps is you have to handle them. So you have to slide them all the way out, lift them, clamp them on, lift them again, slide them all the way back in. So they do make these in aluminum from Weberlane to help with the weight issue in handling these. The one nice advantage on these ramps would be the rub rail at the back is full width, so you can have 2 ramps side by side on a very narrow application of loading if you don't have something that's wide that they need to be spread out. So that is one advantage. The other advantage, of course, everyone's worried about fuel consumption and aerodynamics with them tucked underneath. Whether you have a full load or empty load, you've got a flatbed that you're throwing down the road. All right, so the last trailer here is your deck over with a beaver tail and a set of ladder ramps. With the beaver tail, you'll see it's a lot larger than the low deck. Low deck had a 2-foot beaver tail. A deck over will typically have a 4 or 5-foot beaver tail, and again, that's to achieve a low ramp angle with, you know, a certain length of ramp. Get any longer with these ramps, they're going to be a lot heavier to handle, and that's going to be the disadvantage there. But they are spring assisted, so with the first foot up and the last foot down, kind of putting them back down, that's where you don't have any spring assist. That's where you do feel the weight of the ramp. The rest of the time, they're no heavier than those aluminum ramps to manhandle. Not a big deal there. Your rod, again, style with the other ladder ramp like the low bed trailer head, so you will not have that center part with rod in it to have a ramp touching application to load something very narrow, but you will be able to slide these in and out for different widths of equipment going up the ramps. All right, we're gonna wrap up the video just overviewing the equipment float trailers from Weberlane that we offer here at Huckabones Equipment. Again, we started with the tilt and load trailer, the nicest trailer to load, of course, your push button, but that is going to be one of the more expensive options. Your next trailer that we went to still being a low bed trailer with fenders, but a ladder ramp style with the kick leg on them and being on a rod system that it's just lift up and lower down. The third trailer we went to was a deck over trailer, so that again is deck over the wheels, full width, 102 inches with your rub rails. But that would have a slide out ramp system, so that was tucked underneath. Again, you have to handle them all the way in, all the way out, and all the way clamping them on for whatever width you want, but they are made of aluminum and a little bit lighter that way to handle. The last one was the deck over with a beaver tail, so a larger beaver tail than the low deck that's in front of me here, just achieving the ramp angle. Again, a flip over ramp that is on a rod system and spring assisted, again, because they're steel to help with the weight. Hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below.